investigating the attack on the Windows hosts. So for this lab, we will be using the Sguil in the security onion and also the Kibana for the visualization to investigate the alerts. So the lab was based on traffic obtained from this website, malwaretrafficanalysis.net. So you can actually refer to the website for more other reference materials for your practices. So the lab scenario is this. Sometime in March 2019, there is a Windows computer and the network monitoring tools actually detected some malicious malware that infected the Windows computer. So as part of your job, we need to first investigate the issue, what happened on the 2019, March 19, okay, that day. So let's take a look at the event proper. So we will need to use our security onion VM, which I have already power up over here. So next, we'll start with part 1, investigating the attack using the Sguil tool. So first, we will log into security onion and then launch the Sguil from the desktop. So I have already logged in. So I'll go to the desktop here and then I'll double click to start the Sguil user interface. For the username, I will log in as analyst. The password is your CyberOps. For the interfaces, choose all the interfaces and then start Sguil. So this is the interface for the Sguil that we want to investigate. Okay, so we try to locate all the alerts from this date, 19th of March 2019. Okay, so let's go over to our Sguil and then we look for this dates for the event 2019 over here. So these are the events that are captured in the Sguil about this event happening on the 19th of March 2019. Okay, so the first question we wanted to answer is this. What is the timestamp of the first and the last alert on that day for this event? So let's take a look. So the timestamp, the event started on this 1:45 a.m. Okay, 1:45 a.m. 03 seconds on 19th of March. So let's write that down. 2019 03 19 date 01:45. The seconds is 03. Okay, 03 seconds. So this is the start. First alert. And then for the last alert, it occurs on the last alert is on the 4:54 a.m. Okay, 4:54 a.m. 34 seconds. 4543. So it's the same day. Okay, 4:54 34 seconds. So from this, we can see that the attack lasted approximately 3 hours. Okay, from the beginning 1:45 a.m. to 4:54 a.m. About 3 hours long. Okay, so what is interesting about the timestamp on this? So let's just write down something. The alert show that the attack lasted around 3 hours long. Okay, so that is the first one. So next we go on to step 2. We are going to review the alerts in detail. So let's click on the first alert, which is your alert ID 5.39, 5.439, and show packet, show rule checkbox. So let's select this one. Go to the first one here. 539, right? Yeah, 539. Okay, once you selected this event, we can actually adjust the window to make the information more easily available. So I'm going to rearrange the screen to show the packet data of this time, the first event in the chain. So over here in the first event, you can see that the alert information referring to this event that was captured reference to this emerging threats.net. Okay, so there is a reference event that was captured, and also there is a ID of the policy that was violated. Okay. So some questions we need to ask. So we need to answer. Sorry. So let's try to answer the question. Source IP address, port number, and destination port number. So source IP address is 10.0.90.215. So source IP is 10.0.90.215. The port number is 52609. Port number is 52609. Destination IP is let's check. Destination IP is 10.0.99. 10.0.99. And then the port number is 53. Okay, it's a DNS port. Okay, so this is the source and the destination. Okay, next we answer the question, what type of protocol or requests or response was involved? Okay, so as mentioned over here, in fact, it's actually written in the message itself. You can see that the protocol involved is actually this DNS protocol over here. Okay, it's a DNS update issue. So let's write down here. For the answer is DNS protocol. What is the IDS alert and message? So let's check IDS alert and message. Alert is this event over here. UDP, any blah blah blah. So this is the alert. How to copy this? Can't copy this, so I have to do a screenshot. Okay, let me do a screenshot of the alert texts. Copy and paste it here. The message is actually here. Okay, this is the message. So copy this. Okay, so this is the alert UDP external net blah 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 port 53, which is your DNS port. Okay, and message is policy DNS update from external net. Okay, next, do you think this alert was result of IDS misconfig or legitimate suspicious communication? Let's take a look. So we need to investigate. Okay, so it could be the malicious info which we do not know yet, so we can check. Okay, so I think it's legitimate. Oops. It looks like legitimate suspicious communication. Okay, also asking some other question. What is the host name, domain name, IP address of the source host in a DNS update? Okay, let's check host name. Any host name for the DNS update? Copy tiger, please. Yes, there is a host name. Can you see over here? It's a bit big. So let's check. Host name, domain name, IP address. Host name is not really mentioned. Okay, the host name is here. If you can see, is Bobby Tiger PC. So host name, domain name. For red color, I need to highlight the red color. Bobby Tiger PC. Domain name is let's see, domain name is littletigers.info. Okay, over here. Little Tigers. Tigers.info. Domain name, IP address of the source hosts. Is there IP address somewhere? Okay, source IP address 10.0.90.215. 10.0.90. 10.0.90.215. Yeah, I think this one is the answer. Any questions up to this point? Okay, okay, let's continue. In Sguil, select the second alert on the March 19, 2019. Alert number 5440. So let's go over to alert ID 5440. So alert ID 5440, this is the one. Okay, so some events actually, okay, there are more info here. So let's go over, right click and select transcript. So for this event, right click, you will see this option menu, select transcript. And then after that, you should see the traffic communication pop up on the screen, which you see in the left sheet here. So some questions we need to answer. So from the transcript, answer the source, destination, IP address, and port number. So let's try and find. For this case, the source IP is 10.0.90.215, which is here. And the rest are here. So let me just do a screenshot of this thing. A screenshot. New. Okay, so and I'll paste it here. Okay, so this is the source and destination IP address and port numbers. Okay, next, the question asks, looking at the request in blue, what was the request for? Okay, let's go back here. So if you look at the part in blue over here, you can see that this is actually GET requests. Can you see? So it's actually a GET request here. Basically, it's trying to get a file called tests1.exe. Okay, so it's trying to download a file called test1.exe. HTTP request gets through this host address 209.141.34.x. Okay. Of course, the rest of the user agent and browser stuff are over here. So let's try to answer the question. The request the request is to get a file called test1.exe. Okay. So looking at the reply in red, the files will reveal the file signature in the first few characters of the file as text. So file signatures basically will give the operating system idea what kind of file is being transmitted by the browser. So what was the first few initial character of the files in this case? So let's take a look. So for this file, let's look for the file signature. If you scroll to the back, you will see that this is the response in red. So the first part of the response is the HTTP response 200, okay. So the web server says, okay, you will send this file. And if you go on, you can see this is the file that was transmitted. The bunch of text over here in dot are actually in binary. So it is not human readable. So it's a binary text. But you can see the beginning of the file is here, is starting with MZ. So MZ represents a Microsoft executable file. In fact, there is also a description here. This program cannot be run in DOS mode. So this shows that this file that you are trying to download is a Microsoft Windows executable file. Okay, so you can try and write down. Search for this info to find out what type of file was downloaded in the data. So we can go over to internet and search for this file signature. So let me just go over to my browser. And then after that, we can search for Google MZ file signature. And then according to Google, they will give you more info. Actually, MZ represents the file in hex 4D5A, first 2 bytes in the file. So apparently MZ are the representation of the initial of this guy called Mark Viscalvis. Okay, one of the architect, the creator of Microsoft DOS when Windows was first created. So it's basically a executable file running on Windows or at least a Microsoft DOS. Okay, so that means let's try and write this down in our lab sheet. So this is the first few character. This represents MZ represents Microsoft Windows or DOS executable file. Okay, so let's go on. Next, we are going to close the transcript and go over to Wireshark. So we close the transcript here. So let's close this. And then we go over to the event here, right click, select Wireshark. Okay, so after we selected Wireshark, this is the Wireshark screen. So next, we are going to use Wireshark to try to export the executable file for malware analysis. Okay, to do that, we'll go to File, Export HTTP. So let's go over to Wireshark, File, Export Objects, HTTP. Okay, so after we select this one, it will show this. So there's only one file that we can extract. In this case, it is the test1.exe file. Okay, so this file we suspect it might contain malware. So we are going to download it, download from Wireshark onto the security onion. So let's click save. So save our file somewhere. So let's say I save it in desktop over here, and I click save. So now the file should be available on the desktop computer. If I go over to my desktop here, file, go to my terminal. So from my terminal screen, I should be able to go to my desktop, and the file is there. Okay, the exe file that we just downloaded. So now we are going to do some checking of this file, the suspicious file, for any malicious content. So to do that, I already opened a window in terminal. I'm going to use the SHA-256 sum command to generate a hash, okay, so that we can send it to the online website for testing. So the command to do that is SHA-256 sum, the name of the file. Okay, so now I'm in a desktop. So I'll just type SHA-256 sum tests1.exe. Okay. So after that, I press enter. And then you will see this whole long string of checksum you see over here. So this checksum was generated using the SHA-256 sum application. And we're going to copy and paste this checksum into the browser for the website. So let's right click, select copy. And then after that, we are going to go to the browser. Let's go to internet browser. And then we are going to start the browser. The website will tell me connection is not private. It's okay. We are not going to go to Kibana first. So we're going to go to the Cisco Talos website, File Reputation Center. So let's go over to the browser. And let's go to Google. Okay, so on the Google, we search for this Cisco Talos File Reputation. Can you see? Cisco Talos File Reputation. And then we click, the website will show this. So this is the Cisco Talos File Reputation website. So we click on this one, and then the web page should look something like this. Okay, so Cisco Talos is basically a website where they host a lot of file signatures of different malware. Essentially, it's like an online antivirus. So we can actually upload any suspicious file hash or files themselves for checking. Okay, they will be able to check based on the hash, right? Whether your file contains any malware or malicious content. So let's scroll downwards, and the next thing they'll ask is enter the SHA-256 string. So remember just now we copied the string that we created just now. Okay, so let's try to paste the string here. So this is the string that I copied just now. And then we are going to click I'm not a robot, the reCAPTCHA. Okay, so answer the question, not a robot. And then I click search. So it will search the Cisco database online to check whether your file contains any malware. Okay, so in this case, the Cisco Talos come out in the file feedback. Okay, according to Cisco Talos, they say that this file is malicious. Okay, based on this checksum which we generated just now, Cisco decided that this file contained this malware called Ramcos Gravity Dropper, blah blah blah. Okay, so this is the malware that they detected on the Cisco Talos website. Okay, so if you follow the left sheet, basically this is what you will see. And some question they ask, does it recognize malware? So let's answer this. What kind of malware? Yes, it is. It detects the file containing malware, Ramcos Gravity Windropper. Dropper. Okay, so this is the malware that was detected. Okay, let's continue. So in Sguil, let's go back to Sguil. We can actually look at more information from the Sguil. So if we go back to Sguil, let me minimize this. So if I go back to Sguil, Wireshark, I can also minimize. So if I go back to Sguil, I should be able to see some additional information. So over here, let's go to alert number 5480. Alert number 5480. Let me scroll downwards. Alert. Oh, sorry. I need to close this. Alert number 5480. Okay. So if I select alert number 5480, so this is what I will see. Notice that inside the alert, there is a message that warn ET Trojan Ramcos Rex check-in. Okay. Anyway, just for information, this Rex is not your ticos. It represents, it's a short form for remote access Trojan. So basically, the RAT or RAT stands for remote access Trojan. Basically, it is a Trojan program that can actually perform remote access control of your host computer. Okay, so based on the IDS signature, they detected that this ESE file is a RATS, okay, remote access Trojan program. Of course, if you scroll downwards some more, you can see some additional things, like for example, the the hex binary of the red, okay, the IDS signature. Okay, so let's go on to the right click on the alert ID and select transcript. So let's go over to here, event 5480, right click, select transcript. So after you selected transcript, you should be able to see this appear. Some questions we need to answer. So let's try and answer the question here. What is the destination port of the comms? Is it a well-known port? So let's take a look. Destination port is port 2404. Okay. 2404 ports. Destination port is 2404. It is not a well-known port. Okay, so usually the port that we know are between port 1 to port maybe 300. So this is not commonly used port. Is the communication readable or is it encrypted? So let's take a look. According to the communication, are you able to read this? The communication? Probably not. So this means that the communication is most likely encrypted. Okay, because all these are not human readable. So the communication is encrypted because it is not human readable. Okay, do some online research on this REX, REMPOS REX check-in 23. What does it stand for? So let's do that. We'll do this highlight copy. Let's copy this and then we go back to our famous Google. So let's try to search on Google what is this suspected REMPOS REX. Okay, so according to this website by Trend Micro, antivirus supplier, this is the info for this REMPOS REX. Of course, there are some additional info. REMPOS apparently stands for remote control and surveillance. Okay, so it's short for remote control and surveillance. It is usually used by the threat actors or other hackers to actually take remote control of the host system. Okay, suitable for Windows XP and above. Okay, and newer Windows. So remote control and surveillance. So let's write that down. So we go back to our left sheet. REMPO stands for remote control and surveillance. Okay, what kind of communication do you think was being transmitted? This one quite interesting. What kind of information are being transmitted? We can check out more info for the malware. So according to Trend Micro, this is the information about this particular malware. So REMPOS stands for Remote Control Surveillance. Originally, it started off as a legitimate software by this German company. However, the threat actors or the hackers begin to use the software for malicious purposes. Okay, to take control and monitor any Windows computer from Windows XP onwards. Okay, so many utilize the program to do bad things. For example, the rats can actually gather computer information such as your OS, hostname, software version, product name, etc. User information also. and also processor information and so on. So a lot of things can be done using this malware or backdoor. So you can actually copy this and then put it inside your answer. So it's all white color. So let me change the color to red. So it gathers a lot of information, backdoor, user information, processor information, and so on. Okay, next question they ask, what kind of encryption or obfuscation is used to bypass the detection? Okay, basically, obfuscation is a term that is used to, how to say, to mess up the original message, so that you cannot understand the output or the answer that was sent to the internet. So let's take a look at what is the encryption. For our case, we do not see here encryption. Let me check. Encryption. No, there's no encryption. Let's check the information over here. Is there encryption? Use cage. No, there's no. Uh, Okay, let me try and see. Maybe I Google some more. Probably Trend Micro doesn't have the info. So let me just try encryption. So okay, so let's take a look at the Fortinet website. Okay, Fortinet, the threat research have more info compared to Trend Micro. So according to Fortinet, this Ramcos Rex is using this encryption for what encryption is RC4. Okay, so it's using RC4 algorithm to encrypt the information. Okay, so this is what is mentioned by Fortinet website. So it uses the RC4 algorithm to try to encrypt the information. RC4, oops, no color. Okay, is using RC4 encryption. Okay, now let's go on to go back to Sguil and search for the remaining alerts. So let's close this or minimize this for now. At the Sguil, we can close this. So according to the left sheet, they say this is not the only suspicious malware inside. There's another suspicious malware inside your inside the file. So not sure whether you can find or not. So we can try and search through it. Let's try and find the other remaining alerts from March 2019 in this period. There's another second executable file. Okay, so let's try and find it. So another executable file. So let's try and find. Okay, so let's take a look at this event alert ID 5482. Okay, so I'm not sure is there a file that was been Okay, let's check. So not sure. We can use network miner and check and see whether there's any file that was being detected. Okay, let's check. Yes, there's another file. According to network miner, there's another file called f4.exe. Can you see? So network miner says there's another file called f4.exe that is at this alert. Okay, where's this alert? For ESE. It's on this alert 5482. Okay, so there's another file at 5482. So let's write this down. Alert ID 5482. There's a second executable file called f4.exe that's been downloaded. So there are two malware or two suspicious files. Okay, so one is the one that you see just now. The other one is the as indicated in the network miner here. Okay, so f4.exe. From which server IP address or port number was the file downloaded from? So let's take a look. Server IP, destination IP. Let's try and find from this file called 217.23.14.81. Okay, so it's an external server. 217 to change the color. 217 23.14.81. 23.14.81. Source port is this port here, port 80. So it's through the HTTP portal. What is the name of the file? As mentioned just now, it's called F4. So it's called F4. Okay, now the next thing is we want to do the same thing. Download the file, submit the hash to Cisco Talos to check whether is it a known malware. So let's do that. We are going to download this file. Okay, so let's right click. And I download this file. So file. Let's see whether I can download this file. Okay, right click. Sorry, we go back to Wireshark. Okay, so for this Wireshark, we can right click export objects HTTP. You can see this file over here from Wireshark f4.exe. So let's save this file, export the object from Wireshark. And same thing, I will just dump it onto my desktop for easy searching. So now my file should be on the desktop now on your computer. I can also go to the terminal to find. So on my desktop, I should be able to find the new file which I just downloaded, f4.exe. Okay, so f4.exe. So we're going to do the same thing. We're going to generate the SHA-256 checksum of f4.exe. And then I press enter. Oh, sorry, typo error. SHA-256. Okay, same thing. I will generate the checksum, which is this bunch of stuff over here. And then I'll right click, copy. And then I go to the Cisco Talos website. Okay, I need to go over to the Cisco Talos website. Okay, I need to close this. Cisco Talos is here. Okay, so let's go back to the Cisco Talos website. Same thing as before, I'm going to paste the file hash. This was the previous one. I will paste the new hash for the f4.exe here. Okay, then answer the reCAPTCHA. I'm not a robot. Those cycle, verify, search. So after some time, Cisco Talos will tell us, yes, this file is also malicious. Okay, so this malicious file contains a malware, also for Windows. The malware is called WinDropper Cridex. Okay, so this is the name of the detected malware in the file. So same thing, we'll just right click, copy this file, or you can simply go to Google and search for it. So let's search Google for it. So according to Google, this malware Cridex Win32 Cridex is a dropper file that is used to steal personal information. Okay, so according to Microsoft threat intelligence or security intelligence, it was detected sometime in 2011. The malware can steal, it's a worm, it's a worm that can steal your personal info, username, password, etc., etc. Okay, so it can be installed via infected files such as USB drive, etc., etc. So this is the info that is downloaded. So what type of malware that was found? So let's answer the question first. WinDropper Cridex. Okay, so let's answer here. So the malware detected was called WinDropper.Cridex. Okay, so is the executable file known to contain malware? Yes. What type of file? What is the AMP detection name? What is this? That's AMP detection name. Okay, so this is the AMP detection name, WinDropper Cridex 1201. Okay, colon 1201. Okay, so next, let's continue. Examine the remaining 3 alerts from March 19, 2019, looking at the header information inside your Sguil. So let's try and see. So there are some other alerts in the same timing. So let's take a look. If I go back to my Sguil, so you should be able to see on the March 2019, there are a few other events or alerts that are happening. So let's take a look roughly at what was the events that was created. So looking at all this information, you can see some alerts. For example, 5.5483 is this message from the, I think is the IDS message warning likely evil EXE download from the this server HTTP. So that means the the IDS intrusion detection system already starts to detect malicious file download. Okay, and it's already giving warning throughout this alert, and you even give out with the information like what is the file name, likely evil file name, what is a Trojan, that kind of thing. So event has already been detected on the information and so on. Okay, so let's just try and write down the header information, show packet data. Okay, what are the 3 alerts related? So let's write down in red. So the IDS has detected the malware intrusion via a file downloads and warning and alerts. Warning alerts have been issued. Okay. Okay, so the last part over here is even though you have examined all the alerts in Sguil regarding the attack, there may be additional information available in Kibana. So let's take a look at Kibana and investigate further. Okay, next, we are going to use Kibana to look at the alert in greater detail. So let's go and close this Sguil for now. Okay, so I can minimize all this. Okay, let's go to Kibana. Double click on Kibana on the desktop. They will issue a warning. Don't worry, just go to advanced and click proceed to local hosts. Okay, so next they will ask to log in to security onion Kibana. And then Kibana will be loaded. And this is the dashboard on the event. So let's try to zoom in to the event on the 2019 March 19 itself. So to do that, we will need to change the date range, the time range to March 2019. So we are going to change the time range for this event. Okay, so I'll change the time range to absolute. Date we change to 2019 March 1st, and then same thing, the year change to 2019 March 31st. So within the 1st of March to 31st of March 2019. After that, we click go. And then in a few moments, you should be able to see this. So on Kibana, you should be able to see total number of logs captured 1152. Most of them are bundled in this time range over here. So as shown over here, we can actually narrow the event. That means we can zoom in on the event, which is the blue dot that we see just now. So we go over to the Kibana, use your mouse cursor, drag over this screen over here. Encompassing the blue dot, let go, you will zoom in. So do it again, zoom in on the blue region to show the events that were captured. Okay, so these are the events that happened on the Kibana, captured by Kibana within this timestamp range starting from 1:40 AM to last event at 5:10 AM. Okay, so a total about 4 hours, 3.5 hours of data that was logs that were collected by Kibana. Okay, next we are going to go on. Review the alerts in the narrow time frame. Select the log type. Go and view the log type over here. So let's take a look at the log type. If you scroll down, you can see that out of these 1,000 over logs, 500 of them, about half of them are from SNOT, which is your IDS, intrusion detection system. The rest of them are also related to the bro alerts and so on. Okay, so all this information has been collected. Also, if you scroll down, you can see some particular details about the messages of the alert. So let's go to the alert summary. So if you go over to the alert summary, yes, over here. So you should be able to see this for the alert summary. Let me try to zoom in further. So for the alert summary, you should be able to see the event that were being captured. Okay. So over here, we have the alert summary. Even the event is already giving the alert name. Okay. Trojan Rampos Red check-in. So even the alert is detecting the malicious event already. Okay. So you can see the information has been highlighted. Click on the magnifier alert on the second alert, Trojan abuse, the second one. So let's take a look at this Trojan abuse. Okay. So let's go to look for this Trojan abuse blacklist. So let's check this one. And if you mouse over, you should see this magnifying glass. We click on the plus sign. And then the Kibana will zoom in to that particular event over there. And then we should be able to see more information about the logs. Okay, so let's go over to my Kibana, scroll downwards. I will be able to see the event in particular. So these are the logs that were being captured during this period of suspicious activity. Okay, so we look and expand one of them. So the 3rd of March 19/4/50 21 seconds. So let's take a look at this one. 4:50 21 seconds. We just expand this one. So this is what we will see. After we expand it, we will see this information on Kibana. Okay, some questions we can answer on this case. What is the country and city location for this alert? So, country location, are you able to find? Okay, so country is United Kingdom. Okay, city is Newcastle upon Tyne. Okay, so United Kingdom. United Kingdom. City is Newcastle. Yeah. Okay, so what is the geo country city for the alert from 115, 115, 12, 43, 81? So let's check. Geo country. This event. Sure, let's check again. 115, 112, 43, 81. 43, 81. Maybe I check the event. This one. So let's check this event. For this event, let's expand it. According to this event, the country is coming from Maharashtra. It's India. Okay, it comes from India. Kolkata. Okay, Maharashtra, India, Mumbai. Oh, okay, Mumbai. I'm looking at the region. India, Mumbai. So country is coming from is India, Mumbai. Okay, so scroll back to the top of the page, click on navigation. We'll look for all the log types related to Bro HTTP. So let's go back to Bro HTTP. For this case, we can scroll upwards, look for Bro HTTP over here. So let's click on HTTP, and then we should see the filter focus on just the HTTP logs. Okay, so I'll scroll through the HTTP dashboard, take over the information, take note of the information. What is the log count that was highlighted in the HTTP dashboard? So according to the HTTP dashboard, the log counts are 4. There are 4 counts, 4 logs that were captured. So there are 4. From what country? Let's check. For this case, the logs are coming from United States and Netherlands. Okay, United States and Netherlands. So these are the country. United States and Netherlands. Okay, what are the URLs of the files that were downloaded? So let's take a look. URLs of the files downloaded. Okay, let's take a look. So the files downloaded URL should be URL for the files. Let's check URL for the files. Not this one. This one is the full file. Let's check again. Okay, 254, no, f4.exe. So this is the URL. URI is from this link source IP, this one. So the URL actually is this one. 10.0.90.215. And 0.90.215 slash f4.exe. Okay. So URL for f4. I think there's another one. Let's try and check. Let's check this one. There's another malware that was downloaded. Test1.exe, same thing. Also from this source IP 10.0.90.215. So the other file is this 10.0.90.215 test1.exe. Okay, so let's continue. Finishing soon. So match the HTTP URI to the HTTP sites on the dashboard. What are the CSPCA URL and the NCISI text related to? Okay, so let's match the URI to the HTTP site. So URI is this one over here. This one over here to the HTTP sites on the dashboard. HTTP sites. Okay, URI is this one, and then the HTTP sites on the dashboard. Okay. So hosting the ESE. What are the CSPCA URI referring to? You can search on the Google. So let's try and search for it. You have this CSPA URI. Okay, so if you go over to see the CSPRI file, which is this transcript over here, you can actually look for the information. Looking at this event here on CapMe, you can see the file that is being sent over here. Okay, so PKCRI over here. So what is this file? So let's copy and then search on the internet to try to find out more info. So let's try and paste this here. And then try and search. Okay, so the CSPCA CRL, CRL is short for Certificate Revocation List. So what happens is there is a request to try to revoke the certificate. Okay, if it's no longer valid, to try to infiltrate lah. Okay, is trying to infiltrate the file that is trying to make sure that the file is certified trustworthy or not. Okay. So in this case, our file that we are using, the CRL, is signed by Microsoft. Okay, so Microsoft owns is the CA, Certificate Authority for this certificate. Okay, so in this case, what the system is trying to do is trying to download the CRL, the file. Okay, as shown over here. So let's answer the question. CSPCA CRL. So why is it CSPCA.URCRL? Is actually certificate revocation revocation what lists. Okay, it's a certificate revocation lists. So in this case, it's used by the certificate issuer and so on. So you can copy this and paste inside your answer. It's too big, so never mind. Let's try and paste it here. Let me do a screen capture of this. Okay, then after that, we have the other question. Besides this file, we have the next one is this thing called the NCSI text. Okay, so let's take a look at the NCSI texts. So for the NCSI text on the Kibana, we can actually go backwards to look for the file that was there. Okay, NCSI text over here. If you click on this plus icon, you will focus on that link where this NCSI text was downloaded. So scroll below to the logs. Okay, so there's one event where you will try to download the event, download the file. So click on the ID and it will show on the CapMe file. So NCSI text over here. So this is the file that was downloaded. So you can actually search for this one on the Google again. So okay, so NCSI stands for Network Connectivity status indicator. Okay, so this is a plain text file used by Microsoft to make sure your network is tested and up to date. So let me just write this down. Okay, so this is the NCSI file, Network Connectivity Status Indicator. Okay, towards the end, let's try to wrap up this one. Last part we want to investigate is the DNS. So let's take a look at the domain name query. So if you go back to your Kibana, you can go backwards to the original page. Scroll all the way to the top. Under the zig hunting, you can find these DNS requests. And then the DNS request will show you Kibana have captured 85 logs related to DNS counts. Okay. So what are the DNS domain names that were captured in this case? Common domains, we have a couple of them. These are the DNS servers and also the domain names such as this. Okay, so these are the typical domain names that were captured in this case. We have saw before Little Tigers. We have others like Little Tigers, DC, and so on. So all these are the domain names that were captured in our Kibana. Okay. Do any of the domains seem potentially unsafe? Try submitting to top one online to virus total URL. What is the result? So let's try and see. So according to this left sheet, it says try to submit this URL, the top one online to virus total. So let's do that. So one of the URL, if you notice, is this okay, never mind. So let's try and go over to the Talos or virus total. Sorry. Let's go over to virus total. Go to Google, type virus total, and then go to virus total home. Okay, use the minimal interface instead. So don't use the normal UI. So for this case, virus total, we can submit the files or the URL. So let's try to submit a URL for double checking. So in this case, the URL we need to submit is top1.online. Okay, so let's try and submit this URL top one online. Top one. Okay, sorry, 3 tops. Dot online, and then answer the reCAPTCHA, and then scan the URL. So virus total will scan the URL top one online, and then it will give us feedback whether the URL is malicious or not. Okay, the results are back. So according to virus total, out of 91 antivirus vendor, 13 of them flag out this website as potentially malicious. Okay. For example, Sophos, Fortinet, CyberRadar, Avira, Bitdefender says this website is malicious. Okay. So this is okay, let's try and write down the answer or the result. Okay. of, okay, maybe 13 or 91 antivirus vendors indicated this web URL is malicious. Okay. So for further information, you can search on the Zig hunting dashboard on all these other parameters. Okay. So that's all for this